Hi BookTube! It's Missy, and today I'm going to be doing my December wrap-up for 2014. I can't believe it. I officially got through 180 books. I am tacking on 181 books because I read the majority of it on the 31st and then finished it up on the 1st, so I'm counting it as a December read because I can. I do have a clip of my first couple books, so you will see Dragonhead, Bleach, Paranoia, and Rogue. Those 4 books a few weeks ago before I had to turn them in to the bookmobile. So I will see you in a bit. Hi BookTube! It's Missy, and today I'm running to the bookmobile in about 3 minutes. I should have already left. I just wanted to show you quickly before I turned them into the library. I did finish Rogue by Gina D'Amico. This is the 3rd book in the Croak trilogy, and the ending was, I understood why Gina did the ending that way, and so I can respect her decision, and I did wholeheartedly love this trilogy. I gave it 5 stars. I would definitely recommend it. If you like paranormal, definitely check it out. It was really good, super funny. I enjoyed every minute of it. The next book that I did finish this month is Paranoia. This is the sequel to Insomnia by J.R. Johansson. I'm sorry about this lighting. This actually, I thought this was going to be the finale of this series, but no, there will be a 3rd book, and it took a different twist than I was expecting. I thought it was just going to be about a boy who could go into people's dreams, but that isn't the case, and Nightwalkers have a whole hierarchy. There are those that can take over a body, there are those that can just influence people's dreams, and then there's those that are called builders that help the dreamers recuperate after they've been in people's dreams and, you know, influence them into whatever they saw in the dream. Hopefully that made sense. Anyways, I am looking forward to reading the 3rd book. It was definitely strange. And the last 2 books that I finished so far this month is Bleach. I gave this a 5 star. This one was really good, super hilarious. It's about a boy who can see dead people. And one day he comes across a Reaper who gets hurt by a hollow, which is kind of like a dead demon, or like a demon soul or something. And so the Reaper decides she's going to give this boy here some of her power. They call him Carrot, I believe, because he's got orange hair. And instead of giving only some of her power, it ends up transferring all of her power to him, because I guess he could see dead people and that's the reason. And so he now has to be a Reaper for her, and he's not enjoying it. I cannot wait to read the 2nd volume of this book. This is by Tite Kubo. Alright, the last book that I finished this month so far is Dragonhead Volume 2 by Minotauro Mochizuki, and so far they're still in the tunnels and they still haven't been rescued, and so I wonder what happens next. And that's it. I can't wait to get to Volume 3. Thanks for watching. I will be updating this at the end of the month, so until then, peace. Welcome back. So yes, that video is very dark and grainy. I apologize. The sun was setting. I really needed to get to the library. I was trying to finish up another book, and so I was really late getting there. And then by the time I got there, the librarian's like, you can keep the book, it's okay. I'm like, oh, why did I waste my time? The next book that I read in December was The Girl from the Well by Rin Chopeko, and this was actually kind of like The Ring. It's about a girl named Okiku who died centuries ago. She was a love interest to a emperor, I think. I think that's what it was, but he got some idea that she was false or being a traitor, and so he allowed his first in command to do what he will with her, and so he beat her up and threw her down a well, and that's where she died. So her whole life, or her whole afterlife, is spent revenging those that are in need. So mainly kids and teenagers who were wronged and murdered. And so she kills those pedophiles or murderers of kids and teenagers. And that's what she does when she meets Tark, a half Japanese, half American boy who is, I think, 16. His mom is in an insane asylum, and she believed in a ritual that exorcised demons and bad spirits from people and put them into dolls. And so in the book, Okiku can feel some restlessness with this boy that she doesn't meet at first, but she sees him. She sees that he's different for some reason. She can feel some kind of energy around him that shouldn't be there, and so she's intrigued. She finds out that Tark actually has a ghost spirit that is clinging to his physical form, and so she's making it her mission to protect Tark. And that is the entire book. I gave it 3 or 4 stars. I can't remember. It was good, but it wasn't great, and I did enjoy it. I would definitely check out Rin's work in the future. She was very good at keeping the creep factor going the entire time. I didn't know what was going to happen next, and it was entertaining. The next book that I read was for the Booktubeathon. I did have 2 books on my list, but I only had got through 1, and that is Night Film by Marisha Pessl. I have done a whole video review on this book, which I will leave down below. This was a great adult murder mystery, psychological thriller. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely check it out. The next book that I read was for the Cramathon, and unfortunately that week was my last minute shopping week for Christmas, and so I didn't get anything done but this book, and look how tiny it is. I mean, really, it's like 150 pages. I'm actually quite disappointed because the Cramathon I was really looking forward to, and I had 7 books on my list and I only got through 1. This book is by Brian James Freeman. This is about a man named Henry who moves into an older house deep in the woods with his wife and son. And in this old house, in the basement, there is an old water heater that needs to be reset every 12 hours. There's 2 parallel stories going on. There's Henry as a small boy, and then there's Henry as a man. In the story with the small boy, it talks about Henry going out one day to play on a new snowy day, and he climbs up into this treehouse, and a whole bunch of bad things happen after that. Then you have the adult Henry story where he is having these delusions of the water heater coming to life. It's a very strange psychological story, sort of twisted. You don't know what is fantasy, what is the truth. If it's all in his head, if it's something that is a coping mechanism for him. You don't know what is going on. The ending was semi-clear, but not really. Like I said, it was only 150 pages. It was just okay for me. I think I gave this book a 3-star rating on Goodreads. I was hoping it was going to be a lot scarier. It was more strange than anything. The next book that I read in December was Blackbird by Anna Carey, and this book was the reason why I didn't get a lot more books done this month. This put me in a reading slump. It took me, look at that, it took me a whole week to read a little over 200 pages. I was very disappointed in this book. I was really hoping for more, and that's not what happened. I gave this book 3 stars. It is about a girl who wakes up on some train tracks with amnesia. She doesn't know who she is or how she got there, but there is a backpack that is next to her, and when she opens the backpack, on the top of the things that are inside there is a notebook that says, "When you are alone, call this number," and there is a quarter taped to the notepad. This triggers her sense of unease and fear, and so she takes off with all these people and paramedics surrounding her, you know, thinking, oh my gosh, what's wrong with this girl? We need to find her. They contact the police. The police are out searching for her so that way they can help her. But in the meantime, she feels even more of an urgency to run. Eventually, she finds out that there are people looking for her, bad people that are looking for her, and they keep almost catching her. And the entire book is about her trying to escape these bad people. She doesn't know how they're bad. She doesn't know why they're chasing her, but they are, and she's afraid for her life. The thing that I did not like about this book was the love interest. There is a boy, Ben, in this story that just so happens to bump into her at a supermarket, and I felt like the whole relationship was unnecessary. I understand why Ben was in the story, but I don't understand why there needed to be that love interest. She also meets a girl named Izzy who befriends her, and I feel like they could have, you know, held the story by themselves, and then Ben could have came into the picture towards the end. I just really didn't enjoy that part of the story. I also found out at the end of the book that there is going to be a second book which comes out this year, and so this is a duology, which makes total sense because the ending's in a cliffhanger, and I really felt like I didn't get any information in this book. Like, I understand who is chasing after her now that I've read the book, but I still don't understand why, and I'm sure they're going to tell us in the second book, but it was just very frustrating. Like, I kept putting it down and then picking it back up and saying, please get better, and it just wasn't getting better. Like, you felt the anxiety for the girl in this book. I don't know. You were always on edge, which was great, and that's why I gave it a 3 stars and not lower, but at the same time, I just felt completely clueless, and what was the point of the entire story? Like, that's what I felt like. The who was definitely intriguing, but now I want to know the why. And so, you may like it better than me, I don't know. I'm definitely going to check out the second book just because that's how I am. I want to know what the series will be like and how it ends. But overall, it was kind of a drag just because I was hoping for more and I didn't get that. The next book that I read in December is a graphic novel. This is volume 2 of Fables. This is called Animal Farm by Bill Willingham, Mark Buckingham, and Steve Lealoha. I did enjoy volume 1, and it was all about the human fairy tale creatures that could blend in with society naturally. And this book is about all of the creatures that are stuck in animal form that would definitely not blend into society. So you can't have talking pigs and bears and foxes and all that in New York. That would just be weird. This story was definitely interesting. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was better than the first one. I am enjoying the reading. I feel really bad for Snow White. They make her really dumb in this series. And I also feel bad at the fact that her and Rose Red, even though they had a wonderful childhood, Rose Red's jealousy comes out like really bad in this book. And you find out that she's never going to forgive Snow White because Snow White is more popular than her, which is so dumb. But I guess I could see it happening to sisters who are jealous of each other, who fight, and then there's like moments where they just don't feel like they're ever going to be able to get along in their entire lives again. It was kind of drama filled. So this book was just about their relationship and the fact that the animals at the farm are starting to rebel. They want to go against the human Fables and go up to their homelands and finally fight the adversary. They think that Snow White and the rest of the human fairy tale creatures aren't taking this seriously and they're just going to do it on their own. And so it was definitely an action-packed book. There's a lot of blood. There was poor scenes in here with dead animals, and I felt bad. And I'm definitely going to read Volume 3. The final book that I read in December is Sweet Unrest by Lisa Maxwell. This book I gave 4 stars to. It's about a girl named Lucy who moves to Louisiana from Chicago with her mom and dad and brother TJ. Her dad is a history professor, and he has been granted access to this plantation house in New Orleans where he's going to fix it up and make it a fully interactive, historically accurate museum. He is trying to catalog everything that's already in the house so that way he can open it up for people to come in and really have that authentic feel of what a plantation looked like and felt like and how it ran. At this point in time, Lucy is very upset about the move. She is about to start her senior year. She is a photographer, and so she's got this huge project that she's working on, and she feels like all she wants to do when she grows up is to be a photographer, and this is her chance to have a life of her dreams if she stays in Chicago, not if she lives in Louisiana. So she's really upset about that and decides one day that she's going to take a walk throughout the grounds, and she comes upon a pond, and this is where she meets Alex. Now, she doesn't know who Alex is, neither does anybody else, she asks. But Alex is intriguing. At first glance, he looks at her like he knows her, and at the same time, she feels the same towards him, that he seems familiar, but she doesn't know why. And after the meeting, she starts dreaming about him, which is different for her because Lucy's been having the same exact dream her entire life of her drowning. And now that she's met this boy, she starts dreaming about him and this other girl. And throughout the entire book, she's trying to figure out if these dreams are real or why, or if they're just imaginations from her meeting this boy. Her imagination is just running wild. She doesn't understand what the dreams mean. And her friend Chloe that works at the plantation introduces her to a voodoo queen called Mama Legsbar. I think that's how you say her name. And she doesn't believe in any of this voodoo junk. And so she's very skeptical. But towards the middle of the book, she's starting to believe because her dreams are becoming more and more realistic. And this whole book was just about her getting to the bottom of her dreams and trying to figure out who this Alex guy is and why he's important to the dreams and to her life in general. It was, like I said, a 4-star book because Lucy falls in love with Alex a little too quickly, and I didn't like it because it didn't make any sense. And then at the end, it talks about why, but it was just so annoying. It was so annoying. So I had to dock it a star because I'm tired of reading about insta-loves. Like, I want it to be gradual. I want them to have at least a year of flirtation and maybe dating before she's just instantly in love with this person. But this happens over a month or two. So, would I recommend reading this book? Yes, if you like voodoo or Southern Gothic books, or you like books about dreams, I would definitely check it out. Just don't have high hopes for a 5-star book because there is insta-love in it, unless you like insta-love. Like I said, it was good, but not great. And that's it. I read 8 novels and 3 graphic novels this month, which is okay. I was really hoping to do more, but it was December. I worked at the beginning of the month, and then I had lots of Christmas shopping and all those other family duties to do. So I lost a lot of reading time, but I'm looking forward to January and reading a ton this month. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you read any of these books, let me know what you thought down below. And have a wonderful weekend. Bye!